Should we clap it up? Come on. We got an engineer clapping too. You know what I'm saying? Episode 67 of the 5ASIDE podcast. Are the numbers, bro? It's getting wild. In a year, what we going to be at?
It's getting scary.
Little 103? Like, what?
Yeah.
That's nuts. But today you are joined by?
What's going on? Seb here.
Gabe. Josh could not make it, but we love our boy.
Kendrick.
All right, y'all, let's get into it. Lots of exciting stuff to talk about as always. But speaking of excitement, shout out to No One Home, who we just hosted with for the first ever Front Yard Cup taking place at Sarah Roosevelt Park in Lower East Side. And we did it as part of Lux Fest, New York City. So it was a branded tournament with 8 different teams representing different brands or footy collectives to all compete in this front yard and really just bring together that portion of the city in Lower East Side Manhattan. Seb was on photography. I was on MC. Kendrick DJing. Thoughts on the tournament? That was hectic. The ending was like the World Cup final, bro. And like the level of freestyle with the rules, I loved it. That was amazing.
Basically, the way we ended it was the finalists, the 2 teams, it was draw. It was 1-1. So the rule that we came up with to kind of figure out how to like make the game more interesting was we did TST rules. Where basically, I want to explain this well.
The moment was so funny. Because he's like, yo, everyone shut up. He just gave the most what the fuck.
Say, yo.
And you hadn't talked on Mike. Wait, and he hadn't talked on Mike the entire time.
Yo, everybody. What we're gonna do is, if one person scores, then 2 people go off. And then if the 2 people go off 1 minute later, we're gonna have 3 people. I was like, bro.
You know what's funnier too? People might think it's a photographer. Like, what the fuck is this guy up here making? Yeah, what the fuck is this tournament? These guys putting in their blood, sweat, and tears. They fighting and shit. It says enough on that.
Yo!
That was, bro. I actually couldn't control my laughter.
Me and Gabe were looking at each other like, bro, this guy, bro. That was fun, though.
Yo, that was too funny.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So basically, to
Laugh is
properly
good for the
explain,
soul.
what I was trying to say, which I butchered on the mic, was that the rules were every minute that passed, the team had to take a player off. So it ended up getting super hectic and ended up being...
If there were no goals.
Yeah, if there were no goals. So it ended up being a 2-on-2 situation. Then we ended up like shortening the field. We brought the goals to the halfway line, so they were playing on half the field. We had like fans in the crowd like surrounding them, kind of like cage style football.
Yeah.
It went on for another like 6-7 minutes.
Yeah, because we weren't going to do 1v1s. So fuck, y'all figure it out, bro.
2 guys just battling it out.
Yeah.
I think everyone really enjoyed the fact that like everyone was kind of like close and watching and stuff. So
And in the final, homie Bowery FC got a bloody nose from getting hit in the face with a ball. We got some paper towels from the taqueria that was there serving food, cleaned it up, stuffed it, and he kept playing on some Sergio Ramos shit. I was like, nah, that's passion, bro. And this was just for vibes. That shows you the passion.
beautiful event, beautiful space, I'll say.
Beautiful weather too.
Great weather.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to everything that just happened.
For sure. Forget Me Not as the winners.
Yes.
DJ Soleil, any thoughts on spinning for it?
You guys summed it up. It's a beautiful venue. They do pick up open on Sundays every day from like 1 p.m. to sundown. So if you're ever looking for somewhere to play, go to No One Home.
Yeah, music playing. You drink some Pablo's mate drink as well. So it's a really good vibe. So into the professional footy world, we are currently in the international break. So the different teams are playing within the Nations Leagues, friendlies, things of that nature. And speaking of kind of just international competition, it had me thinking, out of all the countries out there, who do you think in the next 10 to 20 years could really establish themselves as a powerhouse or really elevate their status in the footballing world that are not currently there? So some nations that, could be thought of as maybe something like Turkey, Indonesia. Some people could even say the United States, right? Saudi, Japan. So any picks for y'all on that topic?
The nation that I'll have to shout is Indonesia.
Let's get it.
I want to look up their stats real quick. I want to see like how they're doing right now. My understanding of, first of all, Indonesia as a country is like super like soccer crazy. Kind of like how
in the comment section for real.
Kind of like how the Philippines is like very basketball crazy.
Yeah.
But like people don't kind of like recognize them as a basketball country because they're kind of far from like the epicenter of the sport.
Yeah.
Indonesia's kind of the same way. Like, first of all, they're one of the world's most populated countries, and people don't often know that about them. But the amount of fans that they have, just kind of like in terms of social media presence of Indonesians, is insane. And so they love the sport. And recently, they've invested a lot in kind of doing the model that like other countries like Cape Verde and Angola and countries with like a colonial past have done, where
Yeah.
they're investing in players of Indonesian descent who are in the Netherlands. And so right now
okay.
their team is full of players from the Netherlands and Belgium and like that kind of that area.
Yeah. I didn't even know
They're
about
doing well. They played Saudi recently, and tons of Indonesian fans flew over to Saudi. It's clear that there's like a level and like a gear shift that's changing in Indonesian football in general.
Yeah.
And I think that just like with the amount of passion and care that that country has for the sport,
Yeah.
you give them 10 years and they should be making it out of the Asian, I guess like qualifiers to the World Cup
Yeah, AFC.
consistently. They could be on the level of Japan, Korea, probably in the next 10 years, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating. For me, it's gonna be
Thanks, man.
Sorry.
It was fascinating.
Yeah, it was. For me, it's Bolivia.
Okay.
So they've been going crazy in
Facts.
qualifiers right now.
Facts. Doing really well.
A couple of weeks ago, I think in September, they beat Venezuela 4-0 at home. And then this past weekend, they beat Colombia 1-0, snapping their insane unbeaten streak throughout qualifiers. And so, yeah, they've just, I think, recently started playing at a new stadium, which is like some 4,000 feet above like sea level. And everybody's making jokes about how like Bolivia lose all their games like away, but whenever they play at home at this insane altitude, they cook everybody. And like, I think the last time they played Brazil, there were like pictures of Neymar and like other players on the bench with like air masks, like trying to.
Did
like,
you hear about the player who said
get
he thought he was
oxygen.
gonna die?
Yeah.
Yeah. He thought he was gonna die on the plane
Yeah.
because of the altitude.
And
It was the
people-
plane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people are like, it's an unfair advantage. But then other people
It's
are like,
nature, bro.
Other people are like, that's just their home field advantage.
You
like,
go play in Denver, you got to play up there.
yeah, like
Yeah.
some people have like crazy fans. Some people have like the small, like the stands are right next to the touch
Chelsea,
line.
Yeah.
Like it's different things. And so I think if they could like find a way to really capitalize off that and carry that momentum, they could
Yeah.
actually like be a force within like Copa and then in Concacaf in general,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe even on the global stage.
Yeah, for sure. I think the U.S. I won't talk about much. Whenever that cultural switch, and there's a lot that cultural switch means. Whenever that, it's over. I don't know when that's gonna happen. But when we get it right, it's done.
Yeah.
Y'all seen the Olympics? Look at the medal count. It's done. Whenever that happens, I don't know. Maybe it's 20 years. Once we're like, oh no, we found out what U.S. Men's, the women got it. Men's footy. Once that, it's over.
Yeah.
But I want to say, go ahead.
Go ahead, no, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say Japan. I think Japan has obviously that's a team that is probably the best and one of the best teams in Asia very consistently. But I think they can reach a whole another status and be one of the best teams in the world. I think they're extremely methodical about the way that they play and really creating a national identity in the way that they play. A little bit modeled after Spain, actually, in terms of the possession and just that fluidity, technically gifted, not worrying too much about athleticism and height and those sort of things that sometimes bunker down on a team like England, where they think, nah, you need more guys who have the tech of a Phil Foden, a Cole Palmer, rather than just like, a Declan Rice who fits the English model sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I think Japan's methodology around the sport
Well said.
and creating players like Atake Kubo, like we've seen with Kagawa and those sort of guys,
Mitoma.
I think they can get to it. Kazuki Honda as a striker.
Yeah.
They can get to it. Nakamura, you seen those free kicks
Yeah.
with Celtic? Come on, bro. I think they can get to a point where and I know they're a small nation similar to the Netherlands. I think they can consistently start
They're actually not as small as you
Yeah,
think.
they're not that
125
million.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm tweaking.
I know.
Physical size.
Yeah, but they're not small in terms
Okay.
of population. Yeah.
Yeah, population's
120. I didn't even.
I know. I saw it yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. And now, fuck it, they have the population, which helps the cause. So I think Japan can really become like consistent quarterfinals. And I mean, the World Cup's tough because like you can flop out and like whatever. But I think they can get to a point where like Japan is guaranteed to get to the round of 16 every World Cup.
Sure.
They're gonna bring out world class, especially midfielders and wingers like a Kubo.
Yeah.
I think once they're getting it right too, they have the population, they have the passion, they have the vibes and everything.
Yeah.
And the women's team has already won the World Cup. I think at least once, maybe multiple times.
Yeah.
I think the men will get it right, and I think they'll become. I mean, if I were to pick an Asian team to win the World Cup, I think it will eventually happen. I would pick Japan. So I don't know when, but yeah, I'd go with Japan.
Quickly, I want to shout out Sudan right now. They are in World Cup qualifiers in Group B. They're first in their group.
Fire.
Their group consists of Senegal and DR Congo as well, and they're leading the group right now.
Damn.
With 10 points, Senegal has 8 and Congo has 7. So Sudan could make their first World Cup. They need 2 more wins, and they'll be in the World Cup.
Oh, and there's more
I hope
teams
they
in this World Cup.
Yeah.
That would be so
Yeah.
big for them,
So-
bro.
I hope they don't. I want to see Senegal. I'm sorry.
No, Senegal could also make it.
Yeah, they both make it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like on the topic of international football and where I think kind of like the direction is going in,
Yeah.
I think that the Concacaf Gold Cup is gonna get the same treatment in a couple of years that Afcon has been getting in the past couple of years. You know how people have been talking about Afcon in terms of like, oh my God, like there's this tournament that nobody's really watching, but now
Yeah.
it's like exciting and like people should
The
tap into the
storylines, yeah.
storylines. I think that the CONCACAF tournaments in a couple of years are gonna have that level of like, here's a hidden gem that like people haven't been watching, but like these games are actually amazing.
Yeah.
I was watching St. Kitts versus the Virgin Islands
Shout out
last
Cole Palmer.
week in the Nations League qualifier, and there couldn't have been more than like 30 people at the match. Like on the broadcast, you see like a little stand in the background, like
Yeah.
a couple people there. You can see somebody's house on the side. You see people's like cars parked up like right behind the goal.
Passion.
Beautiful mountains
Yeah.
in the background. But like the match was just like hella exciting. I think like they just play a different kind of like football.
Yeah.
Like it's just like very fast paced. It's intense. The way that I was seeing it is like, you know how Endrick has been playing at Madrid where it's
Wildin'.
kind of just like
Urgency.
energy. Like when he comes in,
Urgency.
it's just energy. Like he's
Yeah.
shooting from everywhere. He's sprinting. Like it's a lot of like
Yeah.
that's how everybody plays. Like a million
Yeah.
Endricks playing each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like in a couple years we're gonna be talking about like these little islands that right now
Yeah.
aren't really getting attention, but people are gonna be like, yo, this is actually really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because everybody's already complaining about how like boring and stagnant like some of these major like tournaments are getting, or like
Yeah.
just
Yep.
seeing the same things over and over again. So if we could get the broadcasting rights over to the right people,
Yeah.
like get the games in the right places, I think people will start to really tap in.
Yeah.
Remember a few months ago I talked about the possibility of a Caribbean World Cup.
Yeah.
I think if you did a Caribbean Cup and like actually like branded it and like
Mm.
you know you partner with I don't know like a cruise company, a cruise line or something like that.
It's kind of nasty, but yeah.
I suppose.
We don't have to get, we don't have to get into politics.
Ethically speaking.
Yo,
I understand.
I saw
understand.
yeah, you know, yeah. When I learned what cruises were really like, I was like, oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, from
I
you know,
imagine.
Asim Minaj has his show. He did an episode on cruises. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Do you know? Yeah.
It's so bad.
I've never been on.
Maritime law and all that. It's insane.
A
It's
lot of-
actually
a
insane.
lot of
yeah.
cruise
Because no one has like rules. There's
Yeah. Okay.
So then like a crime will happen like
Okay.
5 miles from like the Florida waters, but no one can do anything about it. And then
Okay.
like the worker, yeah, it's
Or
crazy.
like people will, what's it called? People will have their like headquarters, or like why am I blanking on the term?
yeah, headquarters.
Headquarters.
Not headquarters, but like they'll base their company.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
where their company is located.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah,
there's, a,
for
there's
tax
a legal
reasons.
term for it, but I
Yeah, it's
can't
for
think of-
tax reasons.
No,
yeah.
people. I'm not gonna say names, but there are certain cruise lines that will like base their company in Liberia, because Liberia has like very loose like maritime like laws.
Yeah.
So there's like laws around like labor that like some of these cruise lines that like a lot of people are getting on, where like people are allowed to work like 24 hours.
Oh yeah, and they're migrant
Like,
workers
just,
too.
There's like insane tactics to like get around. Yeah.
Not a cruise line.
Insane pollution.
I was looking into
all
this.
types of issues of sexual assault too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Never mind.
And it seems so innocent. Yo, the more you know, the more you know.
Thanks, guys. No, thank you. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like a resort, but no, I don't know.
Gatorade.
But yeah, cool.
Yeah. But no, a Caribbean Cup would be dope though.
Be
I think it'd be cool. I mean, it's cause in North Africa and I think parts of Asia, they did have an Arab Cup, right? Algeria won in 2021.
Yep.
Then they showed the flag of Palestine in solidarity, right?
Yep.
So they already is
There's
that
regional
precedent of like a
FIFA's doing
regional, you know what I mean, rather than like just your federation or conference.
Yeah.
So that'd be really
Why-
cool.
Why isn't that a thing?
Caribbean Cup.
Why isn't there a Caribbean Cup?
It's
That would
hard.
be
It would be super cool.
What's hard? That's better, because a lot of these
It's another
these
competition,
countries
though.
only suffer because they're playing against nations that are like 80 times their size.
Yeah.
But if you actually just put like Trinidad and Tobago,
Jamaica,
Belize,
Cuba, Belize. Yeah.
Well, they play each other.
Jamaica not even gonna be in it. Because Jamaica be playing with those big dogs. We gonna put Haiti.
But you put them separate though, because the Arab Cup was separate from Afcon. Like Algeria won both.
That's why we not including Jamaica. Jamaica don't get to play. They doing too much.
I think it would be even more.
Premier League players.
I can see Jamaica not winning that.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
That's
1,000% I can see Jamaica.
It's like when we said with Spain when
as
Africa.
a Haitian man, Jamaica not in there. But like all the other countries, that would be lit. You do a little island hopping. You get a little deal if you get the package to go from the different stadiums.
Exactly.
5ASIDE commentates. Let's get it.
We should go pitch it. Let's make a deck.
I fucking hate decks. No more decks, bro.
Another deck.
Oh my Lord. Nah, but definitely, yeah, some really exciting things with international football.
What would you
change?
who do you think would win it?
Haiti.
Who do you think would win it?
Maybe Trinidad.
Okay. Belize.
All right.
I mean Jamaica if it was like.
Nah, Jamaica actually.
But according to Kendrick,
Jamaica actually wouldn't win it. I don't think they'd win it.
Bun Jamaica.
Yeah. Well, they definitely have the biggest chemistry issues ever. Always. Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah, but we went from international ball. We'll talk a little bit about some club ball now. Been a very exciting start to the season. About 9-10 games into the various top 5 leagues in Europe. And we're starting to have now some conversation about some different breakout stars, in the Prem, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga. Any players that we'd want to shout out going for the Golden Boot in any of these leagues that maybe wasn't so expected?
We can touch on what's going on in the Bundesliga quickly.
Let's do it.
The battle between Marmoush and Kane.
Mm.
So Marmoush's career trajectory, he's an Egyptian striker that plays for Frankfurt right now. His career trajectory has been something that's honestly genuinely inspiring. Toughed it out a little bit in the lower leagues in Germany with St. Pauli. Had some tough stints where he wasn't really getting a lot of playing time. He's now at Frankfurt, new signing. They believed in him after his season last year, and he is. I want to get his stats correct, but I think he's either the top scorer or the second top scorer. I want to make sure I get this right. Marmoush.
He just scored a hat trick, right?
Yeah. So this season, 6 matches, 8 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah, that's heavy, bro.
6 games, 8 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah. That's 2 goal contributions a game.
Yeah, that's insane.
Maths, yeah.
Whereas Harry Kane this season is looking at 6 matches, 5 goals, 4 assists. So
Kane started well too.
Yeah, they're starting well, neck and neck. Bayern's in first, Frankfurt's in second. So there's another kind of storyline brewing in the Bundesliga, just like last season, where we're seeing a team with a star player, just like last season, kind of like really taking it to Bayern and showing that, hey, this season we're also someone that's like going to put our name in the ring and like see if we can kind of bring it to the favorites, quote unquote.
Which is a good the Bundesliga needed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He needed it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the question for y'all is, right now, kind of as neutrals, as fans kind of getting into the Bundesliga,
Yeah.
Who would you like back? Do you think that Kane will probably finally get his trophy, finally get his team across the line, or will he have to suffer through another season where some breakout star kind of takes it to him again?
I said it before. I think Kane has to get that trophy. He has to win the Bundesliga title with Bayern Munich.
Eventually.
To not win it in Bayern Munich, you can't go 2 seasons without the Bundesliga title.
Yes.
So if not won it last year and lose it again, and then considering the age he's in his career, all the narratives around him, how strong he's performed individually, all you need is the trophies now, bro. And you're at the absolute best club in Germany for trophies. Undebatably, statistically, they have the biggest trophy cabinet. You have to win, and you have to be the reason why. And I expect him to do it. And if he doesn't, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I think I'm back in Marmoush.
Yes.
I think Kane being, obviously he's their number 9. He's kind of like the star man at the club, but like there's also just so much attention on like other players. Like you have Musiala, you have Olise.
True, more to spread around. That's a good point.
Like there's a lot of stars up there who are trying to get goals. So it's like, it's not like he's competing, but he's competing with them as well. Whereas like Marmoush, it's him it's his show right now at Frankfurt. Like give him the ball and watch him do magic. So.
Yeah. And he's efficient. He's super efficient.
Bro.
That's like the main thing about him is like he doesn't waste chances.
He's
young.
like 24, 25 years old. Like he got the energy.
Yeah.
He's Egyptian?
Yep.
That front line going to be tough.
Yeah,
With-
bro.
And Salah, I don't know if y'all been peeping. Salah's been balling out.
Yeah,
He cut that hair and started, let's take this shit seriously, bro.
A little transplant.
He has been balling out, bro. Shout out Mo.
They say they saying Liverpool is trying to get him, Mamouche,
Oh, really? Okay.
like intensely.
Okay.
I believe
I
it.
think recently the Frankfurt director was like, yeah, like we're considering
Letting him go in
options.
January?
Yeah.
January?
I don't know. He did. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
the,
probably
I
not
don't know the
January.
date, but like they're like, yeah, we're considering offering.
You know, we talk about,
Damn, bro, keep your boy.
you know, we talk about signings and like marketing and how like you get certain nationalities there that nationality becomes attached to the country or it becomes attached to the club.
That's what's going on in Milan. It
If
kinda
they get
sucks.
Marmouche, bro,
Yeah.
the amount of
Egyptian
Egyptian
fans.
Liverpool fans,
Yeah.
what that will do for that.
Yeah.
Like, of course, he deserves the opportunity if he keeps this up. You
Yeah.
know, Liverpool's a great club. But, and then from, it's that little marketing thing too. Like, I mean, we also would have 2 Egyptians up top. Like,
Yeah.
that would be, they would see the revenue from that.
Yep.
That would be a worthy investment
No,
on the business
absolutely.
side.
New collab opportunity.
With Cotton?
I was about to say,
Yeah.
It's true. it's
Cotton
true.
Liverpool.
It's true.
That'd be super tough. We said it first.
Speaking of Bundesliga, I was thinking about something the other day. The Bundesliga logo just kind of like reminds me of the NBA logo in that it's kind of like a player in motion,
A silhouette, yeah.
a silhouette. Yeah. So the NBA logo, of course, is Jerry West, right?
Yep.
So it's like actually of someone that's emblematic of the league and of what someone did in that league.
Mm-hmm.
But the Bundesliga logo, funny enough, is not of anyone. It's just a silhouette of someone playing the sport. But because their logo is a bit emblematic and looks like the NBA logo, I was going to ask you guys, who do you think should be on the Bundesliga logo? And I can start if you guys.
Yeah.
have one.
It's tough
I-
because it's literally one person.
Yeah.
That even in like that's so difficult, and like, what is the motion they're doing too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now based
I
on
have one.
yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Mario Götze.
Interesting.
Götze?
So, bro,
Okay.
And what's the
Let
motion?
him land. Let him land.
You got to say the silhouette too. Like, what is he
Bro.
doing?
the moment is. Let me set the scene for you.
Okay.
Tie game, 2014, Argentina, Germany.
Yeah, it's not Bundesliga.
though.
Bro, but it's Germany. That's their moment, bro.
They
That
copied.
moment where he
That is,
he did the
extremely iconic.
Iniesta from 2010.
that moment where he
yeah.
got the leg out, like
I wouldn't do that though,
yeah.
because he's not playing in the league. I
Well,
feel like
he did.
But that
Dort-
moment isn't from
Dortmund?
the league though.
Yeah, but it's like emblematic.
Now,
of,
if it was like German Football Association,
that was like a
something
huge
that,
moment for their country.
Of course,
no, 1000%.
it's just separate. It's like Olympic basketball versus.
Damn, I thought I cooked.
You did,
You cooked, but
but if it was
you
like for
cooked
the
in a different
German,
category.
if the German national team had a logo, it should be that. Actually, it should be that. Actually, we shouldn't put that out. We should charge because that's really good. Actually, I think it should be Neuer. Honestly,
I got another keeper for you.
Okay.
and
He's
interesting.
different though.
That's interesting.
And,
He's different.
like
What's the motion?
Save.
so.
Yeah, but like what kind
Oddly enough, I don't know if I'd put Neuer making a save.
Oh, would
you
you
just
put?
put him standing?
I think I'd do Neuer like. Well, it is a save, but I'd do Neuer making a save outside of the box. You know the times when Neuer
Yeah,
would
yeah.
Oh, he'd be
come out the
wilding for
box,
sure.
Sweeper keeper.
like the sweet like
sweeper keeper.
the iconicness of Neuer for me is the saves that he made like with his head, like on the edge of the box where he couldn't use his hands. Yeah, exactly. I'd do that. I'd do that. Like him like
Alright.
flying out
like
like that.
that.
Other players less iconic in terms of like looks, but iconic for the league are like Philipp Lahm, Muller,
Schweinsteiger.
Schweinsteiger. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Gerd Muller
Okay.
for sure. Especially just thinking about, I feel like a logo, you want something that's probably offensive to it.
Yeah.
So being the all-time greatest striker, you would say in Bundesliga history, all the records he broke, all the obviously the goals he scored, the trophies that he won, being like that definition of greatness.
Yeah.
Just even how that name rings. So when we saw Thomas Muller come out, you're thinking about Gerd Muller in that instance because of just the weight of that name. So if you were going to go like that overall iconic, also to make it a little bit of a throwback too, similar to Jerry West with the NBA and kind of have it be like such a historical moment,
Yeah.
I would go with him. I think that'd probably be the easiest option, but
Could do
it would always be
Beckenbauer.
controversial because one
Yeah.
player in history,
Exactly,
like it's
exactly,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
You guys aren't fucking with Götze?
It just didn't
It's
happen.
literally not in the Bundesliga.
It wasn't
And then actually his career kind of fell off a little bit after that.
yeah.
I think. Let me show you guys.
No, I know,
No, I
bro.
know the moment.
It was a great moment. I
it
didn't
was a
want
great
Argentina to
moment.
win. I loved it.
You could do Klose as well, Miroslav. Klose,
Yeah.
Yeah.
insane striker.
Yeah.
You know
Klose
he's
was
World Cup
great.
top scorer
Yeah.
Like he has the most goals in World Cup history.
Yeah. And Bobby's gonna break it, but he does. He would just get 5 every World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's ridiculous.
You could do Royce. What do you think about Royce?
Nah.
Nah.
It'd be a cool silhouette, but he's not good enough. Does he have a Bundesliga title? One?
No, he doesn't.
No, he never won it. Yeah, it's insane. I mean, he's not good enough.
Bro, I know.
Yeah, we know.
That's a great logo.
It is. It is.
But even Iniesta for Spain wouldn't work for La Liga because it wasn't with Barca.
Yeah, but like,
And that was for Spain to win their first ever World Cup. And it was also in overtime. And it was also like, yeah, it still wouldn't be it.
But that's like,
bro,
did he play on both Dortmund and Bayern?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also nice.
Everybody.
That's also
these are
nice.
the issues with marketing. He's too.
it's also
it's a little
nasty.
messy. It's a little messy.
And then he fell off heavy too.
Stop.
What?
Keep saying that.
It happens. It's not a bro. It is what it is.
Poor guy.
Anywho,
He be all right. He's doing great. Let's keep it pushing.
quick aside.
Quick aside with 5ASIDE.
This past weekend we had, obviously we're in an international break.
Mm-hmm.
Every international break we get the player fit walk-ins. Most notably at Clairefontaine in France,
Big time.
where the players pull up and you know, every time the internet explodes like France are the drippiest team.
And they are.
The gunner in the background.
Definitely.
on the slideshow.
Louis V everything.
Yeah, but this time around, the French team has come under some fire because a lot of one journalist in particular was on radio station basically saying like the players care too much about like fashion. Like they're coming to training camp and like the first thing on their mind is what's they're gonna wear. That's basically the essence of what he said.
Yep.
Kunde then went on Twitter and was like, okay, like apologies. I guess next time we'll just all come in our tracksuits and our football boots.
Right.
Like
Sarcastic,
sarcastically be like, okay, bet we'll just wear like the most lame
Basic,
thing,
yeah.
whatever.
Although tracksuits are fine, but
Yeah.
There's no individualism to it though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so just want to know like your guys' reaction because I think as we see every single week, like football and fashion are becoming more and more tied together. But there is like a section of people who are like, okay, we actually just want people to like focus on the sport. Like we don't want it to we don't want this to become like another industry. Like focus on the football.
So can I?
Yeah, go start.
So the first thing is like Konate's fit was wild.
It was.
He covered his face, and then he revealed himself.
Yeah, that was wild. I think it's cool, but it's definitely like
it was a bit much
for the French like fan, you know, sitting in his little apartment in Paris. You know, he's a football
doing
purist.
market research.
He's a football purist. You know, he's eating his croissant. He sees Konate appear in what is essentially a neon green and Ku Klux Klan outfit. Well, that is what essentially that's what it was.
No, it was not. It was not.
No,
it was
you
not.
It was like
he just covered his face.
It was like the
Bape hoodie. Yeah, exactly.
The Bape hoodie. That's a full zip.
Bro, the Bape hoodie didn't go up that high.
His didn't go. No, actually, the Bape hoodie went farther.
It does.
Yeah,
it
went up that high.
Because when
his didn't go up that high. Yeah,
zip it has to
as a
have
point.
Like
bro, it's like a dragon. Yeah, not like a.
I'm gonna let you land though.
Anyways, I understand a little bit like that. It was a bit egregious. However, what's interesting is that at Barcelona, you know how last year Barcelona was doing like the whole football fit like walk.
Yeah,
did they stop that?
Yeah, they did.
Hansi Flick said we're not doing that anymore.
Damn.
They did start balling out.
And
though.
they're performing quite well.
That's not why they're performing.
No, but that's a good. I didn't even put two and two together.
It's the new coach. He said, "Fuck
because I didn't peep that. Yeah, I haven't seen any of the
Kunde
fit
shit.
Yeah.
You can't take both.
Kunde, mad excited when he go to international.
Yeah.
He said, "Yo, I've been
Every
saving this
6 weeks,
fit.
word.
I've been saving this fit, yo."
He might as well get out the car 6 times, bro.
Damn.
Yeah,
I just gonna say Barcelona night and day.
Hansi Flick like came on. He was like,
but also it's like a much more experienced coach. You have a more refined Lamine Yamal. You have Rafinha ready with a new start. Like it's a lot of things. It's not just the fact that. That's not how research
works. A little
works.
bit of correlation.
Causation isn't correlation, but there's certainly, you know,
correlation.
I will say this: it is a sign that he has control of the locker room.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
He's controlling his players.
No, he has control.
So fashion makes them uncontrollable.
That is so insane.
That's
what they be saying though.
Yeah, oh, that's so funny. Bro, who fucking cares?
Good answer.
The fans.
Like they're pulling up to Clairefontaine, then after that they're on the tracksuits to train. Then they go to the games where they're wearing the same tracksuits. They play, they win, they move on. It's just the entrance. Who cares? It's a fun little thing. Move on. That's it. Like it does not have to be. I promise you, bro. It's okay. It's not gonna change nothing, bro. They're a very successful team. They're playing fine.
So
It's okay.
I'll play devil's advocate.
And they weren't doing it at the Euros. They weren't doing it at the World Cup. Then it's fine. Like who cares?
Like, I know I mean, I don't know athletes at that level, but I know athletes that can get distracted by. Okay, I know athletes that can get distracted and have periods in their careers in which they are distracted by outside non-sporting stuff. And some of those things can be fashion. Some of those things can be music. Like those can be distractions.
Of course.
So there is some valid level of criticism when you perceive your national team to be very much like focused on the fashion aspect, especially when there's like a lot of like drama right now as to like, you know, players not showing up, players faking injuries, not going to games. It feels like there was almost an epidemic of players like faking injuries this international
break.
With what, France specifically?
Well, so for France specifically, there's the issue with Mbappe who didn't show up because he was injured and then was seen in a nightclub. Which, you know, I mean, he has every right.
Those are separate things. But my hammy don't work. That don't mean I can't.
Of course,
hang out with
my hammy don't work. I'm not going to the club. I can't even catch a wine.
I mean,
that takes less than like sprinting 30 miles an hour.
No, it does not.
If you going 30 miles, a 30 mile an hour wine is disgusting.
If you getting a proper wine, all your muscles is activated.
That's the opposite of a slow wine, bro. 30 mile an hour wine is crazy.
All your muscles is activated.
Anyways.
Every single one.
Ain't nothing else to say.
I mean, there is an argument to be made that these are distractions.
It's the Beckham Fergie conversation.
But see, the difference is overall distraction of fashion, and you're in photo shoots and you have a brand is very different than this is the outfit I chose to wear.
Yeah.
Because you might see it as the craziest thing ever, and that might just be something they can put together in their outfit real quick and they pull up and then that's it.
Yeah.
Like it's not a brand shoot. It's not starting a brand. It's not some big collab. It's just an outfit.
Yeah.
Just putting on pants and whatever, or shorts and
I think it's good for like.
Same.
I think it's good for culture.
Yeah, there's no one in this studio that doesn't think.
Yeah, let them express themselves, bro.
Yeah,
for sure.
You had some collabs that you wanted to highlight?
Yeah, for sure. So shout out to Venezia in Serie A, who always has some of the coolest jerseys out there. At the start of this season, they did lose their shirt sponsor. And then Nocta, as you can see here, which is a section of Nike of clothing line by Drake that he owns. They bought the rights to be their clothing sponsor, so they have officially launched the Nocta Venezia jerseys, which are
they the manufacturer too?
Yeah, they're the kit manufacturer for exactly.
And they're like on the thing.
Oh no, they are like it's this. Okay. Like they're the manufacturer, they're not the sponsor.
Okay.
Yeah, so it came out with once again really cool kits for Venezia, both the home and the away. Still got the same colors in terms of the green, the orange, the white. I think it was cool to see them transition from a very kind of classic, elegant style of the previous jersey, especially with the collar and like the long sleeve, the viral photo shoots in Venice, to now have a bit of a more sporty, more modern, high-tech kind of streeter version that kind of fits within the branding of Nocta. And it's the first time we've seen Nocta be a shirt sponsor for a team rather than just like regular Nike as well. So I think that just adds a really cool sort of extra fashion bit to it. Being connected to one of the biggest music artists in the world is also something that's really cool as well. So yeah, shout out Venezia for making a quick pivot and coming out with that. I like it a lot. What y'all think of the kits?
I mean, I think they're amazing. I think the coolest part about it is like the detailed, like the sublimation on like there's like this like starry, like black kind of like hidden pattern on it. Also, the fact that Venezia is so like keen on producing long sleeve jerseys.
I love it.
Clubs don't like emphasize the wearability of a long sleeve jersey enough, like as a fan. So I think that like all clubs should really just invest more in putting out long sleeves. And Venezia has been one of the clubs that's always like been first and forward in making sure that when they release something, it's not just the short sleeve. It's the long sleeve.
And Venezia is also proof of like when you put real time and effort into the launch of your kits, and it'll actually affect your fan base. Like it is growing their fan base.
Yes.
They are a more well-known, more interesting team in Serie A because of the kits. If they did not have the kits of previous, if they did not work with Nocta on the new ones, which was a very quick pivot, we would not be talking about them. And that gives more awareness. And that's what you need to do to be able to build a club, because it's hard when you compete in a league like Serie A. You have AC Milan, you have Inter Milan, you have Juventus, Lazio, Roma, like all these big clubs. You got to do something to slowly differentiate, and it's working. They're in Serie A. They got the talent. I hope they can stay up. But yeah, definitely some really cool fashion stuff there.
Kendrick, thoughts? because I have something to say kind of on that. So
That's cool.
like just kind of speaking on like the concept of differentiating yourself as a club. We're at the period in the season right now when there's a lot of free agents and injuries, early season injuries are starting to pick up.
Yeah.
And so clubs are kind of looking into the free agent market to see like what big names are kind of still out there who are clubless that they can bring in. Right now, if you're like, I'm just kind of asking you guys, if you are almost like an older player who's kind of like evaluating your options, looking for a place to maybe like settle down, spend the last 2-3 years at, what is influencing your decision if you're sort of like a Sergio Ramos type who's, you've had an incredible career, but right now you're just waiting and trying to figure out where you're going to go.
Yeah.
What is like the main thing that you're going to value? Is it like the city, the food, the culture, the club, the level that you can compete at? What are the things that you care about most?
Yeah. I think it depends on the career you've had, right? So if you talk about Sergio Ramos, he's won everything. He's got 2 Euros, a World Cup, all these Champions Leagues, La Ligas, Copa del Rey, everything. So for him, it very much could be the lifestyle, especially when you consider older players too, having most of the time a wife and multiple kids.
Yep.
So what's that lifestyle going to be for your family? For the schooling for children? What's the weather going to be like? What's the culture? What's the food? What's the actual real life environment aside from just the club? I think it's probably some of the bigger considerations. I would say that would be the biggest thing is really location,
So where would
lifestyle. I mean, I'm biased, but I would definitely say Spain. I mean, Spain has so many beautiful cities. The food is already amazing. The weather is much better than most of Europe, if not the best weather in Europe. Still, to me, the best league in the world. You have a lot of really interesting teams that you can go to. There's a lot of opportunity to help teams that have fallen off get back to where they want to be. So like Valencia and Sevilla, which are also in 2 beautiful cities as well. So you can get that lifestyle component while still being with the level of a historic club. And I just think there's a lot of opportunity there. So, yeah, I'm biased, but of course, I would say Spain.
Just kind of piggybacking off that, I think that the projects that are kind of going on in Italy right now lend themselves to that type of player, because there's kind of been this resurgence of clubs in cities with like just like historic and like just like a lot of heritage, like beautiful areas and locations and cities that have clubs that haven't always been at the forefront of soccer, but just have like an incredible legacy and also just like a beautiful city in general. Clubs like Palermo, Como, Venezia, even like Siena as well. Like these are clubs that are like still in the 2nd division, but are like working to get up. Lecce as well. Like clubs like that tend to have more of an advantage when they're looking. So for example, like it was either last season or 2 seasons ago, Umtiti was in a position where he needed to figure out how he was going to like kind of right his career, get stuff back on track, and find a way to like right his mental health as well.
Yeah.
He spent the year at Lecce, became a club legend, was like an incredibly solid defender in Serie A, but also like was able to almost like be away from like the pressures of like the massive media, be in a beautiful place, enjoy like a new culture, and live in like a way that was not stressful for him as a professional, which is something that like I don't think England has per se.
No.
I don't know if Germany has in the same way due to just like the culture and the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So I think countries like Italy, Spain, Portugal to a certain extent,
Portugal's good.
Greece to a certain extent have that. And I think that might be an advantage that these like countries may have like as players continue to evaluate their careers and stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense. There's a person behind the player, so lifestyle really matters.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. I think I would go play for the Kaiser Chiefs in Johannesburg.
Okay. Good shout.
Yeah.
Why? Why Joburg?
It's just a beautiful city. Every time I hear somebody went to Johannesburg, they're like, yo, it was beautiful. I was by the water. I was in this beautiful city. I had great food, great time. Amapiano. Like, I feel like it would just be an experience different than any, most footballers are having.
Yeah.
And there's an insane soccer culture there, like the whole rivalry between like the Pirates and the Chiefs and everything. So, yeah.
World Cup.
Shout out our listeners in South Africa.
Facts. I think it's one of our top 5 countries on some of the platforms. Big up South Africa, no doubt.
It's lit.
It is.
Shout out to Titus.
Yeah.
Titus. Oh my.
I know you didn't forget about Titus.
No, like where's he been? He's not in our comments, bro.
Titus is like our first ever like engaging listener.
Yeah. That's
like,
the homie for
was
real.
commenting on everything. I still be
and
like,
he's
I be DMing him, bro.
He's so funny.
Yo, one day we gonna fly him out, bro.
Nah, have to.
We'll go to him.
Yes. live show in Johannesburg.
Yes.
Bro, and like, yeah. The shit he would reply to my story is some of the funniest
Yeah,
messages
bro.
I've received in my
Bro,
life.
I have like a 2-minute voice
Yeah,
saved from him of him just saying wild shit.
He's a wild boy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like natural. Like
Yeah. That guy's hilarious, man. Shout out Titus, bro.
Shout out Titus.
Damn. You know who else got to be shouted out? Pogba.
Hey.
He's back.
Pog boom.
So what happened? They
If it's-
reduced his ban
Yep.
greatly, so he'll be able to play pretty
End of
soon.
next year, yeah.
End of next year for Juventus. He's back in his training. Everybody talking about it. They're reminiscing on the old days.
I don't think he'll play at Juventus though. It's looking like they're gonna just part ways. He needs like a fresh start.
That makes a lot of sense.
He'll probably do Marseille most likely.
Oof.
Yeah.
When was the last time he played in France?
At the beginning.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
PSG?
I don't think it was PSG.
No, because he never was on PSG. He was on Man United's actually academy.
Yeah.
Then he left
I
to
think it was-
Juve,
I think it
then
was,
came back.
Bordeaux though.
Okay.
Youth Bordeaux.
Youth.
Yeah,
Before I go into United.
I want to say.
Damn.
Yeah.
What do we think about it?
There are some I'll put it like this.
Say it.
There's some American interest.
I know.
in
I've
Pogba
heard.
as
I've
well.
heard some American interest
There
too.
is this is
Someone said
my
it-
own. This is my opinion only,
Yes.
based purely on opinion and imagination.
Yes.
That there is interest in him coming to America.
Well, who wouldn't be interested? It's Pogba. Yeah. He'll move some tickets too. New York City FC, make the call, man.
Pogba.
Y'all had Lampard.
Pogba.
Y'all had
Um,
Pirlo. Y'all had
It's
Villa.
interesting because I feel like he might be cooked.
Stop.
Like as a footballer, he might be cooked.
Nah, I don't think so. So much
Mentally-
natural talent.
Yeah, but
And he
like,
doesn't base it on athleticism.
I don't
either.
think like he'd be shit, but like mentally he has to be cooked. And he talked about it even before all that stuff happened, being like falling out of love with football.
Yeah.
So the idea of him even coming back to play again, it kind of surprises me.
Well, he actually had a meeting with Deschamps, the French national team coach, during this training
Like,
camp.
to play again.
Yeah, he was there. They had a meeting to like discuss, like to hit trajectories for him to be at the 2026.
I mean,
World
I
Cup.
hope it's a situation where like the time where he was away, he like used
Yeah.
to just like get
Yep.
help with like mental health
Yep.
and kind of
Yep.
process everything that he's been through the last couple of years with like his family and the media and the drug testing and stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the way he was talking about it before that ban happened,
Yeah.
he was like, I actually don't enjoy playing anymore.
I think his play style though makes it luckier for him than most who would like have to suffer that long of an
Mhm.
absence, because he's not necessarily, although the media likes to talk about him as like, oh, athleticism, this, he's actually like an incredibly intelligent player as
Of
well.
course, yeah.
And so I think his play style might lend itself to him actually, it'll probably take him a few months, but I think he could get back to somewhere close to that level. And like who was saying somebody was talking, it might have been Mbappe that was talking about his service at Real Madrid and how he was used to having someone else behind the lines.
Oh, what is this about?
I don't know, but never mind. I think Mbappe was talking about having like
This
Pogba.
guy's making shit up.
Oh, service, like he's used to playing with someone like a Pogba?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It just takes intelligence in terms of like his ability to like find a pass.
oh yeah,
There's
of course,
that one clip of him against Cameroon. Where
Yeah,
the ball like drops down. He like first time like swings it across the field.
yeah, stupid.
And it like lands perfectly to the player that he passes it to. It might
Yeah.
have been Dembele.
Yeah,
Bro, I'll never forget that. I saw that live, and like the camera angle was perfect because like the videographer like cuts to like the close shot of Pogba, and then immediately to the wide. You see how like quickly the ball
Yeah.
flips past. Like so, the talent that he has is too natural
yeah,
for me to not think that he'll come right.
and it's not based on
Yeah,
athleticism.
exactly.
If he's confident and having fun, he'll do exceptionally well. If the mental's not there, it's gonna fail. So I just hope that he's mentally ready
And I think
and
Marseille
can
is
just
a
have
good
fun
project.
for the rest.
I think Marseille is a good project.
Yeah, Aubameyang balling out there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of France,
Talk about it.
Yep.
their most recent match was against Israel, in which Israel lost 4-1. Prior to that match, they played against Italy, and they lost 2-1.
Actually, after
What?
But
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I don't know. The
Prior to that match, they played against Belgium, and they lost 3-1. My question to y'all, was it worth keeping them in the Nations League?
like in terms of how good they are as a footballing nation. I don't know if I can speak to that because there's a lot of teams that are shit
Yeah.
and that are losing to big, and those are big teams. I don't know the state of Israeli football. In terms of the political side of it, like me personally, I don't think there is any reason why Israel should be playing right now.
Yeah,
Like,
if Russia can't play,
yeah, like
doesn't make
if
any
we're being
sense.
if we're just being objective and honest, like there's no reason why the level of like what's the word, like scrutiny that Russia is under is not to a certain extent being applied to Israel. We can talk about like the complications and the fact that an attack was done on one side, but at the end of the day, like a lot of innocent people are dying due to like a disproportionate like attack on Palestinians.
Objectively, yeah.
It's just objectively, like doesn't matter what side you're on. Like you can say that people are dying disproportionately. So like there should be sanctions.
It could even I mean, you're in an active war.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're the team that's being attacked in the war, you could argue that.
No, I disagree.
Well, no, I'm not saying like that they should be removed. I'm saying I could understand if they don't want a team as well. But obviously, it's actually usually the opposite because
exactly.
Shakhtar, like they have the documentary about that. It's like, nah, you're the hope for Ukraine. But I'm saying if the country felt like actually we don't want to be included, should allow that as well. But I from what is going on right now, there's no way under the laws of FIFA as they are written as well, specifically, strictly from a legal standpoint, which you've read off before on the pod, they should not be allowed to compete.
Yeah.
Based on the FIFA written laws.
Yeah. And like last time we talked about it, I was talking about how like the Palestinian Football Association was pleading with FIFA and like
where's that going?
Yeah, I was gonna say actually last week they finally had that meeting where they actually discussed like whether or not they should suspend Israel. And they deferred the decision for the next meeting.
Okay. Well, at least they didn't
So there was like 3 different arguments basically from the Palestinian Football Association, and they basically determined that like a different committee of FIFA should be like determining the outcome.
I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah. And I was just reading up on it recently, and just to give you some more context, like at least in the footballing context. As of August, at least 410 athletes, sport officials, or coaches have been killed in the conflict. Being like Palestinian athletes, sports officials, and coaches.
That's insane.
297 of them were footballers, including 84 children.
Jesus
and
Christ.
The war has also forced Palestinian men's football teams to play its matches away from home. And one of the complaints from the Palestinian Footballing Association was that Israel is continuing to play like league matches in Palestinian territory. Like some of those teams, the Israeli teams, are playing in like Palestinian territory. Like their stadiums are there. So it just speaks to like the gravity of the situation, even in the even for the people who are like, oh, separate like sports from politics. It's like actual like athletes and coaches and people like who are playing the game are being killed.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just jarring.
It's crazy, man. Well, speaking of deferred decisions, we also have a deferred punishment, which I think is quite interesting. So Como defender Marco Curto has been banned for 10 matches for racially abusing South Korean forward Hwang Hee-chan while playing against Wolverhampton Wanderers in a preseason friendly in July. He is now on loan to Serie B club Cesena, and he'll be serving half of his punishment immediately, which is a 5-game ban. But then the other half of the punishment is actually suspended for 2 years, and then he'll serve the next 5 games. That is literally what it says. So speaking of like deferred decisions, they have a deferred punishment.
All right.
So yeah, this was a very interesting kind of topic because we've talked a lot about racism from fans, from stadiums being directed towards players. We've seen in Spain how harsh the penalties have now become, even, jail time, like it's gone into actual court aside from just like the sporting society.
Yeah.
And now it brings up the point that we don't see as often is racism player to player and how that's treated. So, obviously there's lots of different forms of racism. There's different forms of abuse. There's different types of comments that can be considered abuse.
Yep.
But in this instance, there's a 10-match ban. Again, 5 games now. 5 games 2 years later, which, again, I don't know how that works. Some people saying that shouldn't be this long. Other people saying that this is way too soft and they're not taking racism seriously. But I guess just general thoughts on player-to-player racism and then, or any specific thoughts on this case as well.
What did he say?
So what he
I just
said,
want to know for context. I don't want to react, but I don't know what he actually.
Como said that Kurto had deferred to Wong as Jackie Chan, the Hong Kong movie star, after hearing the Wolves player calling the forward by his nickname Channy. So that is what happened.
I mean, that's tough. It's one of those things.
And I might not have enough of like the full context of like also how it was said and everything.
My reaction may have been soft. Let me say that I think that's wrong. Like, you shouldn't be referring to an Asian man as Jackie Chan. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah. And his last name is not just Chan, it's He Chan as well.
Yeah.
So just because it has the name in it, I don't think. Yeah.
I'll be honest. 10 matches seems a little harsh. But if it's gonna stop players from doing stupid shit like that, I'm for it. I feel like you have something to say.
He said apparently the quote was, "Ignore him, he thinks he's Jackie Chan."
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
What's a lot?
That's that quote. You can't say that, bro.
And you can't. Well, you should know that you can't say that. Like, that's such a stereotypical trope that they deal with in terms of how they're portrayed in media, in film and movies. It's always like, you can look up, the depiction of Asian people in films. And karate is the main thing, and Jackie Chan being the biggest star. Yeah. Like, that is the most stereotypical.
I think it's one of those things where, like, I mean, as a non-white person who has interacted with people from like other countries, I think it's one of those things where, like, maybe he was trying to be like endearing. Like, sometimes, especially like, I don't know, just like Europeans make comments that are like, they think they're being funny or cute, but it's actually like very offensive. Yeah. So I don't think necessarily he was trying to be like mean, but it's more so like the impact rather than like the intent. Like, that shit is wrong. So like, you should be punished for it.
The guy goes, so He-chan, right? Full name, last name? Hwang He-chan.
Hwang He-chan. I don't know if Hwang is the first name or this is all part of. No, yeah, He-chan. I believe He-chan is considered the last name.
The clip happens. He goes in for like a jumping tackle, like kicks one of the I think it was at the time they were playing Como. It was like a friendly. Kicks one of the Como players in the leg. There's like a fight. They kind of like start scrapping as soccer players do. Yeah. Apparently, within the fight, the Como player goes, "Oh, like, ignore him. He thinks he's Jackie Chan." Like, it's offensive.
Yeah,
it's
kind
offensive.
of wild, bro. That's kind of wild. There's so many things you could have said.
I thought you saying that was gonna.
No, it makes it worse.
Make it better.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying, like, I don't know how you can like quantify what you should do.
What do you mean quantify?
Like, is 10 games too little or is it too?
Oh
much?
Yeah,
like,
that part. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
The point is that it was wrong. It was offensive, and like, I'm glad that they're taking steps to try to like get rid of stuff.
What is the number? So like, for example, okay, so, like,
let me see what Versus said about it. They had an article.
I don't know, like, how like, what is the number of games, and like, then racism is like, there's layered, and there's like different levels of like slurs, and like referring to someone as like a nickname of a famous movie star that's of the same race as you, different.
I don't think we need to do all that. I think it's just like, yo, if you said some shit that was racist, then like,
there's levels. There's levels.
I think what people are also.
But I don't think it should be like you said something to me that was less racist. Like, nah, nigga, you said some racist shit.
I think
there should definitely be higher punishments for worse shit.
Why? You know what it is too, though, is
why though?
Because if you do something worse, you should punish worse.
Why?
Should I say it again?
No, I'm trying to understand it in like context. I'm not, obviously, if I kill somebody versus if I put
like sentencing,
in the face, but like in the context of like saying things that are offensive, why do we need to rank them?
Because things are
like,
more offensive.
If I call you
the
N-word versus I call you blackie,
yeah.
It's like you still said something like wrong.
Sure, if I call you the N-word versus if I refuse to like take part in like a campaign or something, these are different things.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's just, I don't know.
Well, speaking of comparison, shout out Versus, who always has very, well thought out and thought provoking stuff on these types of issues. They made the comparison that for betting, we're seeing 8-month ban for Ivan Toney, 10-month ban for Sandro Tonali, and then racism, you're getting 5 games about a month, and then 2 years later, you might get 5 games more.
Yeah.
So racism versus betting. You know what I mean? That's just the comparison they're making, for example, to show it's not strange to see a big punishment towards a player. Even think about it, certain red cards can get you like 3 games, right? So you're getting like just a little 2 extra off of it. Like, so when they put it like that, I'm like, you know what, that is, because at first 10 sounds like, oh, 10 is not that much. 10's a little like sit down for a while, and it's not really 10, it's really 5. That's like a small injury. You know what I mean?
Like the more I think about it, that was some wild shit to say.
Yeah, that's so unnecessary. And you're only doing it like, based on race.
That's a little crazy.
I'm just in a fight. That's wild. That's wild statement.
We shouldn't like water it down. Like that shit is wrong. Speaking of betting though, did y'all see that Paquetá? They're trying to say that they're trying to give him a lifetime ban.
Yeah. This is my
point.
Apparently,
lifetime ban for that, and then
but apparently it was some shit like the FA. Obviously, they've been investigating him for betting. There was talks about him getting like suspended. Apparently, they like tried to confiscate his phone to like go through.
Yeah. This is bullshit.
It was something about like they took away his phone, and so he got like a new one. But then they're saying he was like obstructing the process by getting a new one and messaging on it. It's something like
nah, that's not what happened.
What happened?
They confiscated his phone because the phone had evidence. So he bought himself a new phone because he needs a fucking phone.
Is that not what I just said?
No, you said he was tampering by buying.
No, he's saying they
said because he did that, he was obstructing.
Oh, by buying a new phone?
Yeah.
The fuck is he supposed to do?
That's their claim.
Yeah.
So apparently my understanding was that he then throws away the old phone once they get it back.
Okay, so that was the obstructing the process part. Yeah.
I mean,
but they had it for 8 months. So
I mean, it is evidence in a case. But you can't just throw it away.
Why? I don't need it anymore.
That's just how cases work. You can't throw away case evidence.
No, they gave it back to him.
To keep personally?
I don't know what they told him, but I've already bought
I'm going to assume they probably told him, yo, this is like evidence that needs to be used.
So why would they give it to him? They should keep it.
I would agree with that.
Obviously,
this is speculation, but
I'm just thinking as like a practical human being, if I'm in the middle of an investigation, my phone was gone for a while and they gave it back, I would probably just put it somewhere in case they needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll put it in a drawer. Like maybe I don't know. Even if I needed to defend myself, like anyways, I think it's a little wild. Like the
lifetime is
lifetime
nuts, bro.
Thing. Yeah,
lifetime is ridiculous.
It's starting to feel a little like it's kind of getting kind of nasty.
Give him a year and keep it pushing.
What's really the underlying?
They're probably trying to make an example.
Doesn't West Ham have a betting sponsor on their jersey?
It's like bet something.
Bet smart.
Can I have you react? Can you guys react to some stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna check West Ham jersey.
It's definitely bet.
It is Betway.
Betway.
The cool thing.
Should we react to the content video?
Yes.
The overtime FC video.
I think we should start doing that. We should start reacting to videos at the end of episodes.
We should. Why not?
Okay, so this video is.
Oh, you know what we could do too is have people send us the videos.
Yeah.
Because like Roy and Maul do like voicemails, but that'd be funny. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a cool video that I saw.
Which one?
This I'm about to play it.
Okay.
Please don't send me things.
Please don't send that thing specifically. Very specifically.
Basically, this is a video at a live watch party where there was a live band on stage playing a soundtrack to the game as the game was going on. I'll have you guys react.
Y'all are too creative, bro. Is Spain? Spain, Portugal?
Spain, England.
Oh, England. This is the Euro final?
Yep.
Bro, I'm Spanish. Don't give me this bullshit when I'm trying to watch my team win the European title, bro. No way. Imagine we did this at Daily Paper. Nah. There's no way. You gonna get a goal or something? This sounds like a narration of a neo-noir film from the 50s, bro. What is this?
Anyways, what do y'all think?
That was awful.
That was insane.
So it might not have been the greatest example of it.
That was awful.
Are you okay? Ask your question.
I'm kind of a fan. I think it would be kind of cool.
Are you a fan of that?
No, not a fan of. I'm a fan of the concept of like a live soundtrack to the game.
I like that through music.
It would have to be like.
It would have to be.
First off, Kendrick did that today with the Front Yard Cup. He was playing songs, not just like.
Just
bro,
score. You know you score a movie.
Bro, they're literally freestyling to the vibe of the game with live instrumentation. That's insane.
I think it's a cool concept.
If you could hit it right, yeah.
No.
Hey.
If you can hit it right
in life,
a lot of things in life.
Word. So you get for.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how it would work. You would need like a crazy
talent. You need insane talent.
You need Andre
crazy,
3000
yeah.
on the flute. That's
It's just the live. It's the live instrument that's throwing me off.
I will
Because
say
it could
this.
only be so like.
There's one precedent is college marching bands with like college football.
Yeah, true.
But it's still like playing songs for certain moments. Not complete freestyle, bro. They literally are complete and the whole thing.
Yeah, like nonstop and with the awkward breaks, like when they stop to think about it. Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah,
and you're reacting constantly.
That made me uncomfortable.
Yeah,
like the watching.
Wait, I need them to flip the camera. How many people are in the stands?
I don't know.
Is that shit like packed?
We saw a little corner of it. It was nobody there.
Of course.
Oh.
This is band practice, man. What are we watching?
Yeah,
They just had the game on
That
during
made
band
me
practice.
I'm upset that you made us watch that.
Oh, sorry.
That made me uncomfortable.
That's like
I have something else that'll make you watch.
no. Let's do
I
it.
bet.
That's like a scene out of like a HBO like really awkward comedy show, and it's just like the awkward comedy that just like it's one of those.
Yeah, it made me
sure.
itch.
Yeah,
Gave
that's
me-
like the Office shit,
It
bro.
gave me the ick.
Yeah.
I saw the thing that made me the most uncomfortable I think I've been in a while in terms of like soccer.
All right.
So Leganés, the club in Spain.
Oh God.
So Leganés, their nickname is Los Pepineros,
That means they're the cute.
which means
So I speak English and Spanish.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't think about the translation.
Yeah.
And then when I just thought about it, because I know what that word means.
it means the
nuts.
cucumbers. The cucumbers.
The
reason why-
Pepineros.
Yes.
No, it's the
Pepinos.
cucumber guys, right?
It means like cucumber farmers.
Cucumber person,
Farmers,
yeah.
yeah.
Because
To be a
it's
cucumberer.
pepino is cucumber.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the
Pepineros.
exactly.
Yo, y'all Spanish niggas are weird. Are we doing some weird shit?
They do some weird shit. They do.
Hey man,
So basically, and I love the club. Like I've worked with them. They're good people.
I'm sure.
They're
I
great
went to
people,
when I
but they're
studied
funny.
abroad. One of the school was in Leganés, which is a part of Madrid. It's like a
Holler plays there now. Big name player.
yeah. Shout out him.
Basically, Leganés has this history of being attached to the cucumbers because from where the club is from, there's a lot of cucumber farmers in the area in which the
I
club...
know a few cucumber farmers for sure.
Okay.
This is so ridiculous.
So they had
Why
a
is this
trophy.
thing?
They had a tournament. And their trophy
No
is the following.
way. There's no way in hell. Y'all niggas is not serious.
Caption,
though.
Pepino
Y'all not
Door.
serious. Y'all not serious. Yo, there's no way. Y'all are dead ass. There's no way in hell.
All
There's
right.
no
I mean, to be
way,
fair,
bro.
to be fair, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
It's not kind of cool, bro.
It's kind
There
of
is
cool.
no,
You
yo,
see it, Jordan?
someone get Cam and Mace this. Cam and Mace need to see this footage, bro. There is no way in hell. Tag It Is What It Is podcast. I need them. The biggest pause.
I like.
There's
I
no
appreciate
chance,
the
bro.
fact that it's like realistic though. Like you can tell.
That's
that,
what you
you can
like.
tell that- you can tell that it's a cucumber. Nah, because it would be worse if it was just a shape. Like you can tell it's a
I'm
cucumber.
crying. Oh my god.
I don't know, bro. That shit curve into. That's insane,
Nah, the
bro.
curve. The curve.
And why does the base have to be like that? You couldn't put it sideways too.
the
You
curve
couldn't
of
have it like growing out of a plant or something, bro. Come on. Y'all know what y'all doing. I respect.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
I respect
Yeah.
the quid pro quo comedy that you're doing though.
Yeah.
That's funny. Y'all are funny for that.
That's very.
Because they're like,
considerate.
no, we're gonna keep. But like, if they're keeping straight facing,
Imagine caption Pepino Door.
I want to see the board meeting for that, bro. They was dying laughing.
Yeah,
Wait,
they
so
were-
this award is for what?
I believe
Wait, no, the Pepino Dio. Wait, now I realize what you said.
Trofeo Via de Leganés Femenino versus Leganés versus Rayo Vallecano and CD Leganés versus Real Valladolid. So yeah, it was
This
like,
is only for the women's team?
no,
Okay.
women and men's.
No, because at first you said, okay, I was
The
getting
one is
nervous.
on the left is for the women's, on the right is for the
This
men's.
is about to go so left.
Anyway, that's enough for me.
That is awful. But wait, what's the award still?
Yeah, it was like a trophy.
Like, who earned it? What'd they do?
I mean, I don't know. I think it was you know how like some clubs have like their little in-season trophy tournament that they do.
So
for
this
their
is the
own-
award for like, this was a game.
Yeah, it was a
team
game.
Won,
It was the-
and they
it was-
got the Pepino.
Yeah, it was the Pepino Cup, and they got the Pepino trophy.
But
So would you
Pepino
put that
Cup.
in your trophy cabinet?
yeah.
Have to, bro. That's the first one. That's like a Grammy.
Awesome. Anyway,
Word.
that's
Can we
all
watch
from
the
me.
Conte video?
Let's do it. Shout out Conte. Let's watch it. Wait, the song is insane. What is happening, bro? Yo. There's no way in hell.
Yo, the vein in your head right now.
I was gonna say something.
Wait, cause
Why does it make you laugh so much?
What's happening, bro? No one's telling me anything. What's happening? You know what I mean? What's happening?
Shout out Overtime Mitch, who definitely posted that.
Yeah.
Nah. What's the caption on the video, bro?
N'Golo Kante.
Kante's such a great guy. Like,
No,
what?
It's literally just
N'Golo Kante.
No way. Yo, what is wrong with y'all, bro? What's happening? Like, actually, what's happening? Wait. Nah.
It's the fact that
Now we actually have to post this. We actually have to post this because what is this, bro?
It's the fact that there's no context.
It just says his name and he's posing with an ill baby.
Why did they post that?
Baby's ill, brother. I don't know.
I would assume.
Why would you assume such a thing?
Because they're trying to say he's a nice guy, right?
Bro, I don't know.
I thought they're trying to show he's like charitable or something. Like,
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with the baby. I don't think there's anything wrong with the
Yeah,
baby.
it's just a newborn kid, man.
No, I thought it was just like somebody's newborn.
Yeah.
all right, let me see it again.
We're analyzing?
Play it again.
Yo, I got
play it
doctors
again,
in my family.
play
Did
it
it?
I don't know if we're gonna put this one out.
Play it again.
All right, never mind. You know what it was? The still image, the baby neck a little.
All right, let's wrap it up. Fitz, music?
No, but are they not presenting it like he's doing some charitable shit?
I want to.
That's what I'm saying.
Ask them like why they posted.
They look like they got a Make-A-Wish baby.
Here's what happened. Here's what
like
happened.
who does?
No,
that?
here's
You
what
actually-
happened.
you know?
This is one. No, I don't know. This
No.
is one of Kante's friends, right? This has been sent in a WhatsApp group chat between someone and his family. The videos got pieced together in this ironic, funny way, and then Overtime posts it without
The
context.
song is so funny.
It is his song.
No, that's hilarious though. Just because you show a picture of someone doesn't mean they need to be mentioned in the
Because the
lyrics.
baby looks like the baby just looks some way.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But it's like, why are you posting somebody's baby on like a platform with millions of followers?
I hope they asked.
That shit is weird.
Maybe
It was a weird post. Like
no, that's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen posted on that page or in sports media.
Speaking of weirdest things we ever seen, outfits of the week.
True. Let's get that.
I am wearing a youth liberal ministry collab with Leagues Cup 2023, unreleased, never before seen into the streets, straight from the office. They were planning on putting together a U.S. version, a Mexico version, and a Canada version. The Mexico one would be green, the Canada version would be red.
What's
This
this?
is the U.S. version.
Okay.
Obviously, you see like the eagle imagery and stuff like that.
Yin and yang.
The White House down there.
The crib.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
This is like my favorite. This is my
Yeah, it's
favorite jersey. It has like the checkered pattern. It's very flary.
Like a hockey style fit, low key.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Fried rice jeans. A6 comfit.
Love it. I got the Nocta sneakers and then these corduroys. Very, very cozy. It's that time of year from Minimal LA. The Nocta Turks and Caicos jersey. Once again, shout out Nocta, who's now working with Venezia. Some jewelry from Uno de Cincuenta and Ian Charms. Yeah.
I have this embroidered hoodie from
That's fire.
this Palestinian brand called Pali Roots.
That's really nice.
Promise to you our gardens is what it says embroidered on it. With like an Arab style garden embroidered on it. Wrangler pants, Pumas on the feet.
Shout out embroidery.
Yes,
That shit lasts a lot longer than printing sometimes.
indeed.
Hell yeah.
Promise. I love the sentence. Promise to you our gardens.
Yeah, that's a beautiful. Is that like a translation from anything or
I
any
don't know.
proverb
I
type
should-
thing?
I should look into it.
Yeah. I feel like it might be. That's really cool. Any music you want to shout out briefly?
I've been listening to Davey One a lot.
Okay.
French artist. He makes just like some weird alternative music. It kind of like a lot of it has like some Congolese undertones, but it's just like
Oh, cool.
SoundCloud type beats. But
Okay.
like for some reason it's crack.
Right.
And J.O. and Popcorn dropped a collab recently that was really fire.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fall time, but I've been listening to a lot of like summery
Good.
music.
The weather been that too, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Continue.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
Cool. I'll shout out one project by. Let me just get the name real quick. I don't want to get the name wrong. I got it. Yeah, you got it.
Leon Thomas.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that shit's crazy. Yo, shout out him and shout out his growth because that was really the kid from Victorious who's now making some of the best R&B
So-
music of the year.
What I will say is that deep down in my soul, I always knew that Leon Thomas was like as talented as like an Anderson .Paak, Sam Fudge, like not saying like music style, but like talent, like raw, like talent.
And as a writer, he's
how talented like Anderson .Paak is, or
yeah,
like how talented like Samfa is. Like when you listen to their music, you're like, that is someone that's like a master at what they're doing.
Yeah,
I always knew that Leon Thomas was like that, but his previous projects didn't make that level of work. But based on the talent that he's shown as a nice.
Fire. I'll keep it in.
Based on the level of talent, based on the level of talent that he showed, like just like in terms of like his voice and all the music that he's produced and like all the stuff that he has credits writing on. You always knew that that's something that he should have made already. But I think it's beautiful that he waited. I think he's 33 now. So that means he waited a long time.
A little older. Yeah.
Waited a long time to really put out like.
I'm sorry.
All the 30-year-olds are like, damn, what are you saying fuck me for? Like, yeah, not that old.
I didn't know he was.
But as like a new artist, it is, we always assume like 21.
What?
Nah, he's been around for a while.
But he's not a new artist.
No,
he's Ariana Grande's.
That's what I'm trying to say.
You're on the show together.
Ariana Grande's in her 30s?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, she was on the show too, right? Yeah, so they're similar age.
Together, yeah, they grew up together.
She's at least like Bieber's age, right? Which is like
She's
30.
a little younger than Bieber.
Yeah.
Bieber might be.
I guess
Bieber might be pushing 40, man.
I mean, shit. You gotta realize your own age.
Bieber can't be pushing.
He's not pushing 40.
He can't be pushing.
I promise you, he's not.
40, I'm fucking Jesus.
I'm not saying he's 40. I'm saying he might be like 37.
He's not 37, bro. I think it's 30 flat.
Y'all might be
He's 30 flat.
Only?
Yes.
He's younger than Leon Thomas.
Yeah, he's 30 flat.
Ariana Grande's 31. Oh, you dragged it. You say he's 34?
That's what yeah, I said that.
I said 33.
Okay. Jesus here. He's gonna win a Grammy when he's 33.
Still, like, he's waited. He's waited quite some time to put
Lucky
out,
Day too. Lucky Day.
Yeah.
Lucky Day has he did American Idol audition like 2001 and didn't really start popping at all until like 2017.
But what I will say about this Leon Thomas project is there's actually no skips.
No.
There's actually no skips. Even Mutt, which is like the commercial like recordy song.
Fire.
It's good. Like,
it's fire.
And it's low-key the worst song on the album in terms of like like artistry, but there's no skips. No skips.
Word.
Credit.
Shout out
him.
I'll shout out a couple things real quick. JRNY, a collab EP by Jordan Ward and Junie.
Oh,
I don't know if it's pronounced Journey, maybe, but regardless, super fire. I think the two of them just complement each other's sound really, really well. Both like melodically singing, a little rappy as well. They even kind of look like each other, which is kind of funny in terms of the hairstyle. It feels like they look like cousins and everything. So yeah, just like a really smooth project. If you like some kind of eclectic R&B with a little bit of rap to it. Junie's had a lot of really good features, kind of leading up to now hearing more of his own solo music or him as the main artist. Like from his work with Brent. He also had a great feature on the Blast album. So that's a really cool, smooth, quick listen.
He did a song with Brent.
Yeah, bro. FYTB, what you talking about? Off of Wasteland. Brand new Wasteland bound.
What was his part on there?
That shit.
Oh.
Ooh, bitch, it was a Friday. I'll give my money in 5 ways doing it. I wait. I'm in a bitch. I said, bitches, let me not be.
I didn't realize that was him.
Yeah, he's tough. And then on the Blast album too. And then also shout out the genre of sexy drill, which has super exploded. But now I've been listening to a little bit of like sexy drill and B. So it's like an R&B version of the sexy drill. So shout out, for instance, Jacoy out in Toronto, making that kind of vibe. Just real smooth, easy to listen music for sure. You know what else is smooth and easy to listen to? 5ASIDE podcast. Just finished episode 67. 68 coming. And you know what's after that? Peace.
Shout out, Leganes.
That is the best ending ever.